Well, hello everybody. Thanks for joining me for Books and Babies. I'm Miss Pam for the Upper Chichester Library. So hello everybody, how do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Hello everybody, how do you do? I'm so glad you're here today. If you feel happy, hands up. If you feel cheerful, hands up. If you feel silly, hands up. If you feel funny, hands up. Hello everybody, how do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Hello everybody, how do you do? I'm so glad you're here today. Well, I am so glad that you joined me today for Books and Babies. Our first story is called A Splendid Friend Indeed. It's by Suzanne Bloom, and it's a Theodore Seuss Geisel book, honor book. Let's see, we have a big polar bear, and it looks like a goose. And this is a Boyd Mills Press book. This is one of our newer books at the library, so I hope maybe you'll think about checking it out to read to your child. There's the goose and the polar bear. What are you doing? Are you reading? The polar bear's trying to read, the bear's trying to read, and the goose, are you reading? I like to read. What he did, he jumped right in there, right in front of Bear. Look at Bear. Does he look very happy? Do you want to hear me read? So he kind of took over Bear's book. Bear, is that a happy expression? I don't think so. He's kind of annoyed. Now what are you doing? Writing? So Goose took his book, so he's going to write. He has a journal over there he's writing in. I like to write. Oh boy, Bear's kind of rolling his eyes. Do you want to see me write? What are you doing now? Thinking? Thinking makes me hungry. Are you hungry? I think I'll go make a snack. Good Bear. Does he look a little frustrated? I'm back. I made a snack. Bear's finally getting to write in his journal. I wrote a note. I'll read it to you. Look at Bear. He's going, oh no, oh no, oh no. I like you. Indeed I do. You are my splendid friend. That's the note that he wrote to Bear. Look, he looks a little surprised that Goose said that. Well, thank you. I like you too. Indeed I do. Look, he's wiping a tear away because it made him so happy that his friend said he liked him. You are my splendid friend. My splendid friend indeed. Look, he's giving him a big old hug. So instead of being annoyed with him, they enjoy the snack together. That's a sweet little book. Kind of funny and silly. I hope you like that one. We have one more. It's called The Bunnies Are Not in Their Beds. It's by Marissa Bina Russo. It's a Swartz and Wade book. Now, I believe she was also the illustrator. Nighttime is here. Little bunnies are tucked in bed. Good night, sleep tight. And there's one of their parents tucking them in bed. There they are. Mama sits in her chair and Daddy sits in his. All is quiet. And then, click, clack, click, clack. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Mom and Dad come upstairs. What do they see? There are the bunnies out of their beds playing on the rug. Back to bed, little bunnies. No more tracks on the floor. See you in the morning. Good night, sleep tight. All is quiet again. But then, chugga, 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 chugga. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. So there they go. Mom and Dad back up the steps. What are you doing, little bunnies? There they are. Uh-oh. Looks like they're playing with their trains. No more tracks, no more trains, no more mischief tonight. Good night, sleep tight. All was quiet again, but then, clip clop, clip clop. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Oh, look what they're doing now. Are they playing cowboy? What's going on, little bunnies? You're not listening to us. No more tracks, no more trains, no more horses, no more mischief tonight. Good night, sleep tight. You think they're gonna listen and do what they're supposed to? Let's find out. All is quiet again, but then, zoom, zoom, vroom. What's all that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Uh-oh. Look what they've got out. Their race cars. Little bunnies, back to bed before we count to 3. No more tracks, no more trains, no more horses, no more cars, no more mischief. Good night, sleep tight. All is quiet again, but then, boom, 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 honk, squonk, honk, clash, clash, smash. What is all that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Oh my goodness. Look. What are they doing? Oh my goodness, they've got their band instruments out. They've even put on their band costumes. Oh my goodness, those bunnies. They just don't listen, do they? Mom and Dad say, There will be no more noise, little bunnies. Not a clack or a click, not a chug-a-chug-a-chug, not a clip or a clop, not a zoom-zoom or a vroom. Not a boom or a honk or a clash or a smash, not a wiggle, not a giggle, not a sound. Good night, good night, good night. Out go the lights. All is quiet again. Not a sound in the house. But then, tip, tap, tippity tap. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are not in their beds. Oh, this time they're tiptoeing and being very quiet, aren't they? Look, Mama and Daddy are tucked into bed, fast asleep at last. Mom and Dad are trying to sleep, and there are those bunnies up again. But this time they're being very quiet. Hooray! Whisper the bunnies. We can play all night long. So look what all they do. They're jumping on the couch. They're making a tent on the chair. They're reading books and playing under the table. Look what happens next. You see them? Yawn, snuffle. What is that noise? Sounds like the bunnies are all fast asleep. Good night, every bunny, big and small. Sweet dreams, sweet bunny dreams to one and all. Good night, sleep tight. They finally fell asleep. I tell you what, I hope you don't give your mom and daddy that kind of a hard time when it's time to go to bed. Do you get up and play when you're supposed to be back in your bed? Well, I hope you listen and do what your parents say to at night. A little story like this one is great to look at for your babies or your toddlers because it's a board book, has nice stiff pages that they can turn themselves, and you don't have to worry about them tearing the pages in the book. So you can let them actually look at this book by themselves. Well, I hope you enjoyed Books and Babies. I'm Miss Pam for the Upper Chichester Library, and those two books are available for you to check out for your child at the Upper Chichester Library, and we do have curbside service. So I hope I'll see you again soon. But goodbye, everybody. Goodbye to you. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye to you. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye to you. I'll see you again next week. Have a wonderful week this week. Have a great Easter week, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.